What's the deal, my people? We are back, finally, with the second season of Evil. Season 2, Episode 1, entitled, N is for Night Terrors. In this video, we will recap, review, and then I will give you my theories of what I think is going to happen going forth. Now, whether you are feeling stressed, maybe a little bit blessed, or even possessed, we are all here back with our favorite show that has been some time since we had the chance to talk about it, and that is Evil. Before we get into this video, if you can, please thumbs up this video and subscribe. As always, we know 500 likes is the goal. Let's try to hit it again. Now, in case you have forgotten what happened in last season's finale episode, I am going to go over that for you right now so that you are up to date in knowing exactly what we're dealing with in this episode. Serial killer's Leland Townsend henchman Orson was cleared of all charges and released into the world, where once again he began to threaten Kristen and all of her daughters in terrifyingly creepy ways. The season 1 finale implies that, well, heavily implies that Kristen took matters into her own hands, went to Orson's home, and with an ice axe stabs him right through his throat, killing him. Now, at the very end of that episode, Kristen then walks into her bathroom, pulls out a rosary and a crucifix, and when she touches it against her hand, it burns her hand. Now, that was a cliffhanger. That's where we're at. So let's start this season. So we are going into this season, we have a couple of things we have to think of. Is Kristen a murderer? Did she murder this man in cold blood? Not saying she wasn't justified to do it, but is that, or is somehow she possessed? Does she have some type of demon in her body? That is why she was burnt by the rosary. Now, right off the bat, the episode shows us the whole crucifix in hand sequence once again, but it goes a little bit further. We watch as Kristen efficiently cleans all of the blood off of her ice axe and then hangs it up into the closet. After this, we see her set up a session with her therapist, Dr. Box. Now, she had a very peculiar smirk on her face because I think she knows at this particular time that patient doctor privilege means that she could say whatever she wants and the doctor cannot turn her in. Kristen then tells Boggs that she killed Orson. Kristen lays out exactly how and why she killed Orson, and also she is very clear about what she did and is not having any regrets for what she did. And you could see her hard trying to hold back the excitement that she's feeling by killing this man. Now, at the same time, while this is going on, Boggs is attempting to take in this, I would say, crazy confession that he just received from his patient, which isn't something I'm sure that he hears all the time. Boggs then gives Kristen a prescription to try to help with some psychomatic symptoms, and he warns her that the body has the tendency to object even when the mind doesn't. That brings us to the other cliffhanger, the rosary beads. Now, later Ben does test the rosary, and Kristen learns that the cross is made of cobalt, which is a great conductor of heat. So hypothetically, if there was something next to it, say a curling iron or something, it could become hot enough to burn her. He remains, though, very suspicious, extremely suspicious of his friend. So we have to truly watch this part carefully. Now, though we have these what you may consider facts that we got in this episode, we still have to understand that we don't have true clarification of what's going on with Kristen. We got to understand what type of show we're watching, what Evil is. I mean, this is the show that a woman gave birth to a goblin, right? That's what we see in this show. So we have to always remember what we're watching. And that means we have to prepare ourselves for the unexpected, some type of twist to come later on. So we have a little bit of clarification, but it's truly not all that clear. We have to realize there is a lot more going on in this show and this episode and this for Night Terrors than dealing with the idea that Kristen may, or maybe she doesn't, have some type of demon, some type of devil inside of her. After that, we see our team is called by Bishop Marks. Dave attempts to explain the team's new theory about what's going on in their work, dealing with the devil. And we know that the whole thing of his theory is that somehow the devil is corrupting the eggs from the RSM fertility clinic and spreading evil throughout the world this way. And from what we've seen in season 1, it seems not clear, but almost that this theory is a solid one to go on. Now, Marks doesn't seem like he's 100% on board with this, but they are going to try to contact more people who have been in connection with this clinic. After this, Marks has a new case for them to look into, and this case is handed to him directly from the Cardinal. Now, the Cardinal has become friendly with a new person, and this person has been donating a shit ton of money to the church. Now, this person turns out, or should I say, claims to have sold his soul to the devil when he was a teenager. Alright, now we all done crazy things as teenagers. Maybe some of y'all played with Ouija boards. Maybe some of y'all made certain deals yourself. We don't know. So Marks asked the team to assess the situation, and find out if this person warrants getting an exorcism. And who is this new person? Who is the one that sold their soul to the devil as a teenager that's been donating all this money? It just happens to be Leland Townsend. I mean, it had to be, right? We could have seen that coming. Now, it doesn't matter that we don't for 1 second believe anything that's coming out of Leland and it's telling us about him trading his soul to the devil to kill a bully on a bus, or that he has 8 tattooed on his ear to count down how many months he has to get this team, our team, to expel this devil from his soul. And just like us, the team does not buy this bullshit either. And that is what makes this show so great. It's the dynamics between each of these actors going back and forth. It is truly what makes this show worth watching. Now, Kristen, for obvious reasons, is the loudest and most vocal person here, calling this man out on his bullshit. But it is worth noting that it took her a long time to talk about the stuff she already knew about Leland, especially what his real name is and the fact that he's engaged to a mother. Thereafter, the team does end up in Leland's apartment, and they tell him, listen, in order for us to do our job properly, we have to see where the person lives and see if there's any demonic infestation going on here before we can make our assessment. Now, Leland mostly cleans out the place, although he does mess with them a bit before leaving out things like a copy of Joshua's Green Devil, a bargain on his nightstand. Now, during this examination, we get 2 major clues that go on. First, they find a copy of the sigil map hidden behind the baseboard with Leland's note all over it in various languages. Not only is he working with the same info they are, but Kristen knows for sure that Cheryl was feeding Leland information. And the second thing we get is our boy Ben gaining access to the webcam on Leland's computer, allowing them to spy on him whenever they want. Now, this assessment doesn't end with this right here. Kristen needs proof that Leland is just your run-of-the-mill psychopath, not one that is possessed by a demonic spirit. So she runs up on him in the office and hands him a questionnaire of 567 true or false statements. Now, this is when Leland reveals what he is truly after. There are 2 months before David is to be ordained, and Leland wants Kristen to tempt David away from the priesthood. Now at the end of all this, Kristen just says this guy is just a psychopath. Nothing should be done, but Bishop Marks doesn't really care about that. And then Kristen screams at him saying, yo, you just about the money, son. That's all you care about is the money. But Marks is like, whatever. He says he's going to recommend the exorcism, and he wants all three of them to be there because he wants, is Leland just faking it when he goes through it? Now the episode doesn't end there. That night, Ben opens up Leland's spy camera to see what he's up to and finds Leland sitting right in front of his computer screen. Now it seems pretty normal, right? Until Ben does realize that Leland is following his movements. Which would suggest that Leland knows exactly what's going on with his computer. Then we see Leland get closer and even closer to the screen and then give that Joker-esque type laugh. Now, since this review went a little bit longer than I expected, I will do a follow-up video giving my predictions of what I think will happen next week. Also, I will start live streaming with LMR on this show soon. So make sure, again, you're subscribed. You click that bell for notifications. Put what you think is going to happen in the comment section. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and also, most importantly, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.